taking me a half an hour to get this stuff set up. It's okay. That's what I get for wanting to share. Thank you for joining me. I'm Jeni-Lei Powell. This is my Golden Balls life. I don't do too many lives, so enjoy these if you can. If not, move on. I like to share my experiences starting business, owning a business, running a business, living life, relationships past. We don't do anything right now, just our relationship with ourselves, being a spoonie, a mom, a grandparent, you name it, all of that. But let's get first and foremost, let's do this legal notice thing that says My Golden Balls LLC, myself, its representatives, guest sponsors, etc. make no guarantees to income, the legality, health, or tax implications. Information presented is merely from personal experiences, interpretations, and opinions. It may or may not be educational or entertaining. Other legal mumbo jumbo, you are responsible for your actions, not me, not us. And I don't intend to be offensive, but I may be on occasion. Oh, look at that. Potential spam. Well, thank goodness it's like, oh,
unknown
shut
caller.
The fuck up. There you go. You're going to do it again here in a second, too. Oh, anywho, I'm trying to do this on like 3 platforms at the same time. So if I lose eye contact with you, I do apologize. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just trying to be efficient. Anywho, again, thank you for joining me. And I want to talk about, it kind of occurred to me today that I was thinking over the last 5 years, but technically over my lifetime, I am not someone, I understand the importance of investing into stocks, especially for your retirement, etc. I have. That is what has given me some money to do the things that I have been doing through my life. It's been like a safety net to have a retirement, like an IRA that is invested into a certain line of stocks. But I've actually spent more money not in business startups or in business education than I have in putting it. And why I feel that is more important than investing it in stocks, where it probably would have paid off a little more over the long run. But education has been important to me. Trying to find the right kind of business is difficult. What business? You might have something that you say, hey, I know I can do this. I can do it on my own. I can start my own business. But can you? What is it going to take for you to learn the ins and outs of that business? And how much is that going to cost you? And how much is ongoing education going to cost you? I fully believe some of the best education I got when I was a pawnbroker was going to the pawnbrokers convention. And I always went to the courses that were offered a day or two before the actual convention on federal compliance. Taught me a butt ton and kept my butt out of trouble along the way as far as my business is concerned. And right now, what I'm doing while I'm doing this is something that I have been trying, and I felt it would complement what I already do, which is be an eBay seller. And I figured, well, I can try this other thing, and if something isn't working there, product doesn't go dead, I can turn around and try and sell it on my eBay store. So business. Oh, I disconnected and I'm reconnecting. Which one are you? I am so sorry. Didn't mean to disconnect from followers. Wasn't my fault. It was the internet. Anywho, whatever business I've had, i.e. the pawn shop, one of the things I did was Princess House Crystal. I wanted some crystal. I wanted some nice things in my life besides what was coming through the door. So I was technically running 2 businesses at the same time. But whatever I got as far as a seller such as the hostess items, etc., I could turn around and sell new in my pawn shop. So something that complements the other, if you're going to run multiple businesses, just in my mind, seems like the right choice. Now, I have tried some other things here. Like I said, I have spent big money on trying to learn things. One of the things I tried to learn, thinking my brain was still functioning right out of COVID, which it wasn't. I understand the concepts of ClickFunnels, and I spent 10 grand. 10 grand. I signed up for their premium on how to learn how to make ClickFunnels for companies. And I couldn't do it. Like I said, I understood the concept, but I couldn't follow their step-by-step program. And the other part that really, really, truly upset me, out of many programs that I have tried over the last 5 years, is I sign up and like 2 or 3 months into it or 6 months down the road, AI has exploded. And so what I was trying to do manually, now they were offering new programs for more money than what I had already paid for the basic, for you to learn how to use AI to do the same thing that I was struggling to do when hands-on. And I learned hands-on. So it gets frustrating when you're investing thousands. But I'm going to tell you, when you have a company, if you're a solopreneur, if you're trying to invent something, you are going to spend money. That old saying, if it takes money to make money, no, it does. It does take money. And some of that money could be in the form of your time. Time is money. There's another one. You're going to have to invest time, and your time is worth a lot. So keep that in mind when you're doing things. I was doing small business consulting. When I closed down my storefront, I had already shifted into doing some small business consulting. So I thought I would try some programs that would, just be like the frosting on the cake, accentuate that. There again, I tried, KDP or KPI, and then the Creator U and the Sandcart, where you could produce books or courses so that people could learn from them, so that I didn't have to do all of the stuff one-on-one. My health does not allow me to do things one-on-one on a schedule. It doesn't allow me to do any business. It doesn't allow me to work for anybody anymore. In fact, running my business, which is one of the reasons I shut down my pawn shop, and my locksmith business and my service, the Purple Providers, the service program, is because I could no longer physically be there every day and do what it takes. So whatever you're looking to do for that extra income, think about the price or what it's going to cost you, and find out as much of the details as you possibly can before investing your money. I should have multiple times over. I should have researched, asked, done more before spending that money on something like, and I say, I got the concept of it. I should be able to do it, right? Well, I get the concept of how electricity flows from when you flip the switch on up through the wires and makes the light bulb work. But heaven forbid, do not ask me to create the wire or create the light bulb or create the electricity that comes from the outside to my switch. I got the concept, but don't ask me to do it. I can't do it. And the same thing applies when you are doing business. And if any of you that are joining me right now, if you have any questions about business startup, or if you're already in business and are looking for something to accentuate or add to your business, let me know. I will try and answer them for as long as I decide to stay live. Like I said, I don't do too many of these, and I'm doing it on 3 different platforms right now, because trying to do this over and over and over again on one platform and get it all up there is ridiculous to me. So I apologize if it doesn't feel like I'm directly connected with you. I also tried to do passion apps. wonderful program. I really loved working with the people there. And again, I thought I wanted an app so that people, my customers that I was still consulting with, instead of waiting for me to respond, they could hop into an app and get their questions answered. What I found out, once again, was just a few months into having already paid for the program that I was having to do on my own, they were now switching to AI to do it. And I watched that shift, and I watched the chat GPT type thing explode. And so being a business consultant one-on-one to me was no longer viable. It was, my clients could get an answer quicker from, say, chat GPT than they could from me or waiting for me. What you can't get, and bless Fluffy's big old heart, I love Fluffy, because he said there is something that you get from, I'm elderly, yes, we know this. He said that you get from people that you can't get through AI. And that is, you can ask AI anything you want to ask, and it will give you a textbook answer. What I will give you is my experiences, my hands-on and my life experience. Okay? And there's nothing that beats that. And so bless Fluffy's heart for saying, hey, if you want to know, not just how to ride a bike, but what it actually feels like to ride a bicycle, ask someone who's experienced it. Well, I'm here to tell you, I have experienced over 4 decades of starting up different businesses, running those businesses, making millions and then closing those businesses and losing those millions, being homeless, and now hitting retirement age and having to work on a very, very structured fixed income and still try and have funds to do what I want to do and do the businesses that I want to do. So I'm here to share that with you. And as I said, if you have any questions while I'm still doing this live for the next couple of minutes, I'm happy to answer them. That's any questions about business startup, how to choose a business, or how to accentuate what you've already got as far as a business. Tell me what you're doing in the lives. What kind of business do you have? This is my favorite mug. Oh my gosh. I've even got a couple of t-shirts. Yummy, yummy, yummy. So I'm not seeing any questions, and that's okay. Again, I'm only going to be here for just a few more minutes. I don't really do these lives. I don't schedule the lives. As I said, my health won't always allow me to do it. Heaven forbid. I've been in the middle of the big storms on the East Coast area, and they just dug me out yesterday. And I ran all my orders into the post office today, hoping I wouldn't get dinged for not getting them out on time, because as they were coming in, so was the storm. I couldn't fulfill the orders because I couldn't make it out. UPS and FedEx have barely made it up my hill. They finally cleared enough of it to make it up the hill today. So if you're doing any online sales and you're the one fulfilling the orders, that's something to keep in mind. Again, tell me in the comments, what kind of business do you have? What business are you running? I would love to hear, and I would love to know. I would love to see what other people are doing. I found a few groups here recently, a reseller groups, thrifter groups, and if you sell used items, that's the type of thing. I sell both new and used. Like I said, I have added to my eBay store by expanding into new items, but selling on 2 different platforms. And I found out that I am not the only one. I have found out through these groups that the majority of us that are selling on some place like eBay are also selling on other places such as Depop, Mercari, Poshmark, etc. We don't rely on just one storefront area, which is interesting because when I did have a storefront as a pawnbroker, I was also selling, that was brick and mortar. And if you wanted to expand a brick and mortar, you had to get a complete new location. But the lovely part about selling on the internet, when I had the brick and mortar, is I was also selling on eBay when it first got started. The lovely part about selling online is that you have more than one place to sell. But where do you get your customers from? It's a little different than when you have a walk-in store. You're competing. Oh my goodness. To me, the competition with online selling is bigger than having a storefront. And it gets quite interesting. So it's a little new for me as far as having to compete, but I always go with what I know best, and that is if you offer, we'll call it the right price or a good deal or a good bargain, then you'll always have customers. Customers will find you. And luckily, with the way search engines and everything are, they do find me, and I'm really pleased about that. So again, if you have any questions about looking to complement your business, how to do a startup, or try and choose a startup, let me know. I would be happy to answer those questions. I'm only going to be here for a couple minutes more. I don't do these lives very often, but I'm happy to help. Otherwise, follow my golden balls on TikTok, on Facebook, YouTube. When I get it up and going, there's a few things there. I'm always excited to help people. I do also have my Shopify. I have a business partner that is doing that. And we'll see how well that takes off. But trying to teach someone how much time and effort it takes to run a business, to work that business, is also, it's difficult to teach. It's difficult also for people to grasp or to understand how much time they go, well, how much time is, advertising out there says, oh, we can show you how to do this, and you'll just be spending 20 minutes a week. 20 minutes a week after how many years of getting it all up and going? I want to know, okay? Because I guarantee you this secondary one that I took on, not the, or tertiary, whatever, to accent my eBay store, 20 minutes a day, they said. I am 6 months in and I still haven't made any money on my original $17,000 investment, okay? I have not made any money back at 20 minutes a day. I guarantee. So look into the businesses, look into the hype. Don't be fooled by everything that's behind them. I got plenty of shit behind me. I don't know. You can't see it on this one. You can see it on that one. I do a lot of holistic oils for my health. So you want to talk about an investment. There's a heck of an investment there. Back when I did doTERRA. So again, it was to accentuate and kind of like when you're at the checkout in the store, what do they have? They have those individual candy bars that are priced 2 times what you would have spent if you bought it in a 6-pack. But you're standing there and now you've been shopping and now you think you need a candy bar. I don't get it, but whatever. Also, you may not want to buy, a 10-pack of gum. You might just want that one little single pack. They're end cap items, they catch your attention. Price things that you can mark up. So do the same in whatever you do online. Have those little things that make it easy for people to grab. And we've hit the time limit on what I'm willing to do as far as live right now. And since there's no questions about startup, accentuating your business, what things to do, I'm going to end it here and thank everybody for joining me live. Like I said, look for My Golden Balls on TikTok, Facebook, eBay. I'm here. We'll discuss everything from small businesses to startups to life, running naked through the house. Welcome to my life, and thank you for joining me. We'll see you on the next one when I have the energy to do it again. Thank you. Bye-bye.